Oh, cheers. Peeps, my cat and I say hi to you. My name is Greg. You may have seen a couple of previous videos on the YouTube channel Older Dog New Tricks. And this is an important video. This is what I'm calling a baseline video of where I'm starting in April of 2022. Just turned 65 years old. Still feel pretty frisky, but there's a lot of things I didn't learn early in life. One thing I learned how to do was to drink all the coffee I could. So I've launched out on a fascinating project, which currently has 0 viewers on YouTube. And the project is to see how it might grow in 5 years as a result of actually doing something, learning a bunch of things that I should have learned earlier but didn't. So the question is, can an older dog really learn new tricks? I've put a huge amount of work into this room. Let me do the camera switch here from camera 1 to camera 2, back to camera 2. So just having an ATEM video switcher and multiple cameras in this room has been a ridiculous amount of learning curve for me. Some wonderful friends have helped me. You'll meet them in the process. Also, I'm obviously recording this, so now I've got to learn how to film edit or video edit, Final Cut Pro, which I know nothing about. So at this phase of my life, at the age of 65, the things that really interest me, that I really want to learn, are 3 musical instruments: guitar, piano, and the drums. So all 3 of those are in this learning room of mine. Obviously, I want to learn how to do YouTube, how to make videos, how to film edit, cameras, technology. So I've got a technology coach for that. By the way, I've got 3 different coaches for the 3 different musical instruments. And I'm starting a nonprofit. We'll talk more about that later. I'm going back to school to get my degree. I'm going to get a pilot's license. I'm going to learn to speak 2 more languages other than English, which is iffy at this point, but 2 more. And anything else that I can add to this mix, I'm going to do my best to learn it. It's a 5-year project, and I could not imagine any reason in the world why somebody would watch this at the start. However, with enough practice and diligence and the help of some friends, a lot of friends, the more the merrier, I am really interested to see where this project will take me. Because one way or the other, God willing, I will turn 70 years old in 5 years. And the question is, will I be a 70-year-old who regrets not having launched out on these projects that he could have, should have, really wanted to learn earlier, but for a host of reasons didn't? Frustration, distraction, perfectionism, alcoholism, that's in the past a bit, that I am able to turn 70 with a host of wonderful skills. In this video today, my cat has decided, viewership goes way up when Ms. Peeps is in the screen. I'm going to show you where I'm at with the drums, with the guitar, and the keyboard, essentially just showing that I am at ground zero with all 3 of those things. So I guess I'll just launch out. And the first thing that we'll have a look at is, well, you know what? I'm going to go over to the piano. And again, I'm starting from scratch. So I've got to have a baseline. I've got to be able to show where I'm at and what I'm able to do and what I'm able to not do for this adventure, this story to be of any use whatsoever. So let's see, which camera am I on here? I cannot believe I'm working with cameras and an ATM switcher. So looks like I could go over here, and I'll move cameras around to get better views of all this stuff. But for today, the last thing this needs to be is competent. So let's see. The very start of my piano book. Turn my piano on. And looks like they're using split C position. Oops. Nope. G. That's G. E. Release the pedal. This doesn't have a pedal. I do have a piano in the living room. It's not mine, but I may play that at some point. So that's where I'm at on the keyboard getting started. I'm not a perfect beginner. I've touched the keys before. I know the name of some of the notes. As far as putting them into some sort of logical sequence, God only knows. So next is obviously the Guitar Center. There's my guitar music. I've got an acoustic. I've got a Stratocaster copy. And I have tried to play the guitar before and always quit. I've probably started and quit at least 10 times. There seems to be a hump that I can't get over of competence, or I reach that point of frustration, or I'm not going to get any better, or this is hopeless. And it's exactly that kind of thinking which has chopped me down, and obviously will chop down anybody. Everybody has to go through their own learning curves and their levels of frustration. Nobody that I've met has ever been bestowed or granted skill or competency. There's obviously genius, people that pick it up incredibly quickly, but they did have to pick it up and do it. So I've not. I've quit. So I'm a good quitter when it comes to guitar. So it is my intention to stay with it over the next 5 years. I have hired a teacher, and I'm not sure there's any real purpose in facing the music over there, facing the music, so to speak. But anyway, here I am. Here's my guitar. So a friend of mine who's excellent told me to do the crab walk and keep my fingers down. Painful, isn't it? Why would anybody ever keep going? And to tap my foot, so that's a drill, that's a rudiment that I've been given. A friend also showed me the C chord. So my fingers, ouch. And you mute the top string. So there's C, and apparently the easiest chord of all is an E minor. And D down here on the bottom, and God dang, that bottom string is sharp. Just cuts right through my finger. No, this is why you quit. Except you don't hit the top strings apparently. Okay, I probably don't need to say any more about my guitar skill. So it's on video now, where I'm at in April of 2022. Wish me luck. Now, I'm going to put the guitar back. See, just the fact that I put this room together with my video equipment, multiple cameras, drums, keyboard, all the lighting, and my cat is indicative of a particular form of madness. The main thing is following through, and that will only be evidenced by, well, the progress that I show. So now I'm going to switch cameras on. If you can see this, this is an ATEM switcher. A friend of mine bought this. I paid him for it, but he flew up here and set it all up, and I've been baffled with this for months. And I hired a technology coach, another teacher. So I've got at least 6 or 7 different teachers that I've hired to teach me these things. And he helped me get all this set up and get a little bit more up to speed with my Mac and be able to move files around and be able to, use iCloud and have a coordinated Mac ecosystem. This is all the stuff I should have learned earlier. Can a 65-year-old dude learn it? We shall see. So I'm going to switch to camera 1. And as you can see, of all absurdities, rather than just, you know, buying some drumsticks and beating on, you know, beating on like a snare practice pad, I purchased an Alesis drum kit, and you may have seen the video. It's also on Older Dog's New Tricks of me putting it together. So that's good for laughs if you need to watch somebody struggle putting something together. But I did. I got it all together and it's wired in. And I don't have a speaker for it. I use the headphones because I don't want to bother the neighbors, at least not until I'm rich enough to move if necessary. But I also did get a snare pad that I can practice my little drum. I'll tell you guys, I've got brilliant guitar friends, brilliant keyboard and piano friends. I've got great drummer friends. And they said, you know, before you get a drum kit, why not just get a little snare pad and practice some stick skills? So I always get things in the wrong sequence. I got that first. So where am I at with the drums? Well, before I even get to the drums, a friend of mine just said, he said, keep this hand going on 4, 2, 3, 4. The foot would be on 1, and my left hand could be on 2. So that's the ability to coordinate all of my limbs in some kind of sequence. I mean, I get it conceptually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. There's my right foot. Who cares if you can see my right foot, because it's not really doing it right anyway. And then my left hand. So that's frustrating and aggravating that something so simple that a 3-year-old could learn that I've not learned to do it yet. I love music and I love listening to it, but I'm going to have to put in a lot of work in order to gain any sort of competency. So now I've got this thing, which is kind of silly. So obviously I need to translate that into, that's 1, or maybe I use the hi-hat for 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, that was on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bass pedal on 1, 2, 3, 4. Bass pedal 2, 3, 4. Now including my left hand. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 1. Have I made my point? I cannot divide up my limbs. I'm a coordinated person. I teach yoga for a living. I'm not incompetent at that. I'm not a master either, but I've been doing it for 20 years. I can move my body in coordinated sequences, but not with the keyboard and not with the guitar and not with the drums. Not yet. So it's a deep dream and goal of mine. I guess when you're on YouTube, you say, subscribe down below and watch the journey of a 65-year-old fellow who wants to see if he can follow his dreams, and in the process, perhaps inspire some other people. So far, not inspiring, but inspiration seems to be an unfoldment. And I'm launching out, and the fact that I'm in this room and have set all this up is all the footwork that I could do to this day. So every day is to move the needle a little bit. So over the next days, weeks, months, and literally years, I will make more videos of the different degrees of progress that I've made on all the instruments. I guess that's it for now. Thanks for your support. By the way, I gratefully accept prayers, like if you're going, That guy is sort of pathetic. I'm going to pray for him that he gets a large dollop of inspiration, guidance, of skill downloaded into his consciousness that he's successfully able to unpack over a long period of time. Okay, you guys, we'll see you next time.